Yeah, not a bad run from Carroll there to start things out for himself. Just really pouring on the angle in a couple of areas of that course, and I'm not sure if the judges are going to be in favor for it. So we see on that score there. We're quickly on to Victor Alves. Initiates in. Driving away from that outside zone. Stays online. Grabs that inside clip. Look at planted here as Victor. Good transition. Pouring on the angle, trying to get that car to drive in, but it drives in a little late. He ends up shallow for that second to last outside zone, but finishes it out strong. He's got another run.
I hope that 83 is enough to get him into the top 32. Victor Alves now, the final driver of Group 1 for qualifying. 5 groups today to go. Victor Alves sitting on that 84, initiates in, right to angle off the initiation, holding it all the way around. Transitions down the hill through the next outer zone and towards the inside clip, getting it beautifully. He's got to push out now to that next outer zone, which he grabs. And now for the Monty section, holding that angle on every transition, getting the next inside clip. Little bit of an adjustment as he pushes out to that outer zone. Grabs onto the wall ride now, pushing right up to the wall and finishing out that run. That was Here they go. Lukasz in his gear shift S15. Behind him. Oh. Restart.
Yeah, Łukasz Tasiemski actually going too slow through the rolling start there. Or something like that would be okay, but if you're doing like 40 or less, yeah, the judges are going to call you for it and turn you back around.
As someone who uses kilometers an hour, I still have no idea what that speed is.
80.
80. Okay. That makes sense now. They initiate in. Łukasz Tasiemski getting out of shape, going off track, allowing Victor Alves to stick with him and transition down the hill. But it looks like Alves having his own set of problems after having to try and follow that lead that Tasiemski put on at the beginning. But now the drivers starting to come into their own as they come down the hill through that next inside clip. And the proximity from Alves just leaving it nice and tight, or nice and clean as they come around that final wall ride and just putting the car where it needed to be in that chase position. And this time, no restarts needed. On the throttle they go. Victor Alves out front. Łukasz Tasiemski giving chase. Alves off to a good start so far, but Tasiemski really putting on the pressure, especially on that transition right along the bumper as they come through that first inside clip down the hill. And now the boundary section transitioning once, then twice, and trying to keep that proximity is Łukasz Tasiemski as Alves comes through that second to last outer zone. One last transition. The proximity from Lukasz this whole time. Ooh, but hitting Alves a little bit, putting him into the wall, but it didn't disrupt him.
Good job out front, keeping that run going. And we'll go to the judges. Łukasz on the left, Victor on the right. Or again, this might be enough for one more time. No, it is not. Victor Alves gets the win and moves on into the top 16 over Łukasz Tasiemski. And yeah, there's Ed counting him down now.
Off they go. Alexander Jaegard out front in the S14. Victor Alves in his S15. They come onto the yellow line. They get on the power and a big flick initiation there from Alexander Jaegard. Alves quick to get onto the door as they transition down the hill. Alves really pushing for this one as we can see the proximity start to close up as they come through this Monty section. Not a lot of room here as they gotta leave that room for the transitions down into that inside clip. Alexander Jaegard taking out that inside clip as they come into the final outer zone. Not a lot of proximity there from Alves, but enough to maybe get the job done. Off they go. Round the corner, Victor Alves ready to get on throttle, and off they go for the start of the second half of this battle. Initiating in right to angle was Victor Alves. Right behind him though, Alexander Jaeger, ready to give him a good battle as he dives in for that door coming through that inside clip. Now got to leave that room for the Manji section so the transitions can happen down to the inside clip. And the proximity is almost there from Jaeger in that chase position, having to back out of it to allow for the next transition onto the wall. And there's Alexander Jaeger making his attack, getting on the door as they come across the line.
Door, and we'll go to the judges. Alexander on the left, Victor Alves on the right. And there it is, one more time from Carl and Ed, and Matt chooses Victor Alves.
Be Victor Alves in that chase position. On throttle, and the initiation comes. Huge initiation from the chase driver to keep up with Alexander Jaeger's initiation down the hill. They come to that inside clip. Alves is really putting on the pressure on this run, as you can see, a lot closer in proximity, even with the transitions, as we see him come down into that inside clip. Both of them make through it good, but Alves is all over Alexander Jaeger, giving him a little tap in the front bumper there as he inches forward to get back on the door before crossing the line. Impressive. Off the line they go for their 50 roll around the corner. And on throttle starts the second half of this second one more time battle, initiating in. Not as close, but gaining that proximity real quick is Alexander Jaeger as they come down the hill into that first outer zone. Not as much proximity. Oh, a little touch there to Victor Alves. They make the transition to the Manji section. Alexander Jaeger is really starting to put that pressure on him now and really starting to make those moves as they transition onto the wall. Alexander Jaeger making that one last final push to get up onto the door. Victor Alves, they finish out the run.
There, but we'll go to the judges. Alexander on the left, Victor Alves on the right. Again, tough one to call for these judges, but I believe they've already called the next drivers to the line, so that means they have a decision. Will it be Alexander? Oh, split decision so far, and look at there. Carl chooses Alexander, but Victor Alves gets the win from Ed and Matt.
Off they go. 50 roll around the corner before they're allowed to get on the loud pedal. And here we go. Victor Alves out front. Masashi Yoshida giving chase. Good initiation there from Victor Alves out front, but Masashi has quickly closed any gap that might have been there and gotten right on the door. Victor Alves coming down that hill, all the way down the hill as they transition through the Manji section. Getting close is Masashi. I was almost scared there was going to be contact there, but Masashi slows down that R33. Alves gets on the wall, and Masashi puts it back onto the door of Alves right before that finish line. Masashi Yoshida in the lead lane. Victor Alves giving chase. Who will go on to see T-Con Pileski? Will it be the R33? Will it be the S15? On the loud pedal they get. Masashi Yoshida initiating in. A good gap there off of the initiation. Not as close as Masashi was from the initiation. Alves got some work to do. Coming down to that inside clip, Alves starts to get on the door of Yoshida as they transition now through the Manji section. Down to the next inside clip. And Alves still struggling to find that proximity that Yoshida had. And oh, too hard Alves goes and puts Yoshida into the wall. And even causing some opposite lock. Yoshida does a great job to save it, but Alves pushes too hard.
Yeah, unfortunate to see there as we go back to the replay. Victor reels him in quick before making that first transition, drops back for it, but then has to reel him back in once again. Once he's there, he sticks with him through the Manji section of the course, while Masashi is on a nice lead run so far. Smooth transitions. You see Victor's starting to wash that front just a little bit, and he falls back in that chase position and then really dives ahead goes into the door of Masashi's R33. Will go to the judges. Victor on the left, Masashi on the right. As he qualified for round 1, but then unfortunately fell asleep and didn't make it to his battle. And look at there, he gets the win, and he's on into the top 4.